Hi everyone, my name is Olga and this is Primelang.
Hey everyone, I'm Jana, and today we would like to talk about, we would like to compare two methods of learning English, of learning a foreign language, one with a tutor or with a teacher, and on your own. So I have never learned a foreign language on my own. Actually, I can say that I've tried. I tried, oh my God, many years ago. I tried to learn German, and I opened my textbook and I said, oh wow, that's so interesting, and I spent maybe 2 or 3 hours in total. I mean, not in one sitting, but like 3 days for an hour, and I thought it was great. And then I couldn't
Get back to it.
yeah, right, I always seem to find something to do. I knew I wanted to continue learning German, and I knew I needed to sit down, and then something came up and I would say, oh no, I'll do it tomorrow, and oh no, my God, I'll do it next week or whatever. So for me, this is absolutely not an option, as it turned out, unfortunately, because I simply lack organizational skills. So Olga, what is it like for you? I know you've been learning languages on your own for quite a while. So how did you start, and how do you organize yourself, and how does it feel actually to be learning something on your own without anyone controlling you or watching you and everything?
It's the best feeling ever. Yes, everybody should try it. No, I'm kidding. So, in fact, I've tried both studying with a tutor and learning a language on my own, and I really don't remember. I like my language learning. It's a lifelong story, so I can't say for sure when was the first time I studied the language on my own. Probably it was still during my university years when I studied Italian on my own, or maybe even during school time when I studied English and Italian with my grandma and on my own. So it was like that. But for sure, after I graduated from university, I wanted to study Norwegian. And in fact, for graduation, I made myself a present and I bought myself a textbook of Norwegian. And I must tell you, I still haven't finished A1, so that wasn't a big success. But then in 2000, maybe 13, 14, I don't know, I also decided to take up Spanish, and that went pretty well. So I also just bought a textbook. I started working with that. Then I downloaded some podcasts, something like that, and I pretty soon I met some natives. So I know it just was maybe the right language for me because I already knew some Italian, some French by that time. In any case, it went really smooth and very fast. So I was happy, and I didn't feel like I needed a tutor at that point. So I got a tutor a bit later just for speaking practice, and we did that for a while. Then I dropped it. So on the other hand, I studied, for example, Latin with a tutor, and it was just fantastic because I know that I had tried doing it on my own, and somehow, as you say, I always lacked these organization skills or something. And then when I was having a lesson once a week, and I had somebody to answer my questions, because Latin grammar is pretty complicated, and when you read the text, sometimes it's really hard to figure out what is said there. So for example, some words, as probably in many languages, have several very separate meanings. And for me, sometimes it was just very hard to figure out that it was a different meaning, because you read the dictionary entry and you get maybe 10 points for the first meaning, something like that, and you just never get to to the second one. So anyway, it was just great, and I think I wouldn't have done so well without this tutor. So it's just okay. So if we generalize, I think that a tutor is great for, as you say, for helping you organize yourself, for helping you motivate yourself. And it's a very good idea to work with a tutor if you are new to language learning, because if you don't know what you are doing, if it's a first foreign language you are learning and you just have no idea
where to start
it
and
is
what
all,
to do, really.
yes, what it is all about, then you probably need somebody to guide you.
And
but
also,
go on. Okay.
Also, the important part here is finding the right material, because, for example, there are lots of popular books or popular apps now where it says learn whatever blah 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 language, for example, learn French in 30 days, and naturally people, buy them because they sound tempting, because nobody really wants to invest a lot of time into something like this. We've talked about this in our earlier videos, I think. And so you will easily fall for something which might not turn out to be as effective as you hope it to be. And so the good idea would be to contact a professional, provided, of course, that the teacher you found is a professional, or at least somebody who has already had some learning or teaching experience. Then they would be able to recommend to you the materials and show you how to work with them. So you don't necessarily have to work with the teacher throughout the entire language learning process. It might sometimes, for some people, not for me, but for some people, it might work that the teacher gets you started, you figure out how to work with this given textbook or with the podcast or whatever, and then you either stop taking lessons and continue on your own, or you maybe, if you were taking 2 or 3 lessons a week, you might want to cut down to 1 if you prefer to study on your own, but then only speak with do speaking practice and stuff like that, and just do some checking every now and then with someone, because of course speaking is not something I imagine doing on my own. I cannot very well speak with myself. I can, but I cannot check if I'm speaking correctly, or what needs to be corrected, or what needs to be improved.
Yeah, but on the other hand, I'd say it's often also a problem to find the right tutor, to find a good tutor, and especially if you are new to language learning, so it can be a problem. It can be pretty complicated, because nowadays I think everybody who knows a bit of a language can consider themselves to be a tutor and advertise their lessons, and you will never know. And even for me, it's just hard to find, like, I think I know what I deal with here, but when I start looking for a tutor, it's just hard to find the right person, somebody with whom you will feel comfortable during the lesson, with whom you will be on the same, wavelengths or something like this. So because I think it's pretty important to have this rapport, yes.
Right, absolutely. You have to be comfortable to be, because it's personal interaction. I mean, if you are in a group, it's a totally different experience. And also, sometimes you don't feel comfortable in a group of students and with one teacher, and then you leave. But if it's one-on-one, it's essential that both you and your teacher like each other and you feel comfortable, because if you don't like the person you're working with, it's not going to help you any, and it will only it might make you dislike the language. But of course the language is not at fault. Usually it can be very often either the material that you're using, or the person you're working with, or your own lack of something, of motivation or of organization. Sorry.
So I think I just want to make this point very, very clear. Sometimes it doesn't mean that the tutor is bad. Doesn't mean that you are a bad student. It just means that you have different temperaments, and maybe it's the best idea to really accept this fact and just change the tutor. And as a tutor, I sometimes do that, because there are cases when I really know that it's not working with the student. I can't go to these lessons. It makes me really just sick. So I try to suggest they're changing tutor or something like this. So I don't continue working with them, because I know that it's not right for me. It's probably not right for the student. And if you just force yourself despite this dislike, it will probably not give you any results. It will demotivate you in the end, so it will not be very nice.
Really, no matter how you're learning the language, whether it's on your own or with someone, with a professional, the important thing is to really want to do it, because when you're
To enjoy
forced,
it,
yes,
yes.
I mean, if you want to do it and then you enjoy it, and then really you will find the time and the energy and everything else. And you know, if you enjoy learning the language itself, if you are curious about it, if you want to know, you will be able to overcome all the problems that you might have, or you will be able to find solutions. Maybe changing the tutor is one, or maybe changing the textbook, or just trying to adjust. But the important thing, I
Yes,
think, is not to give up the language itself. Usually
exactly.
the language is not at fault, never. The languages all are beautiful. You know, that's what Olga and I have been preaching
Yes,
all this
throughout this year.
yes,
Yes, so
right. And
repeatedly.
so that's that we continue, you know, we are firm in this. And so, you know, the important thing, like I said, is just to take pleasure from it and experiment, right? So
Yes, so I just want to say that right now, especially when I have a small child and lots of other responsibilities, I feel probably more comfortable doing it on my own, learning my languages on my own, at my own pace, because I know that if I had a structured lesson, a scheduled lesson, I know once a week or even more often, and if I knew I had to do homework, and even if I was really tired this day and I didn't feel like doing it, I still would have to force myself. That probably would demotivate me really, really fast. So right now, I know I'm not doing it maybe as fast as I could and as fast as I would like to, but at least I'm doing what I can. And I really like to find my own materials, to organize my learning process my own way, and you know, to find native speakers to talk to for my practice and find some resources. So it's really fun, and I think it's of course a very reasonable way of learning a language, just if you are sure that you know what you're doing. That's the point.
Well, I'm on learning with a teacher because I do need that uh, point
Push.
to which, right, I need the push, and I need the this feeling that, okay, on Wednesday
Mhm.
I have my German lesson, so by then I need to find the time to do the homework, because I might really want to sit down and do it, but then, like I said earlier, one thing leads to another, and I don't do it, and I end up getting carried away and doing something else, because I easily switch focus, unfortunately, and I can't always concentrate. And by the way, yes, if you are like me, you know, if you have trouble concentrating sometimes on one thing, then maybe it is better to have somebody. It doesn't have to be a teacher, it can be like a friend, you know, maybe with whom you might be learning languages and something like this. It can really be anybody. So that's what I need for my, but and yet I am going to finish my textbook within the next maybe 2 months. And then I don't really think that I will continue working with the teacher, or at least not in the usual way. I'm not sure yet, but at this time I feel that I can continue on my own, because actually when I was beginning and when I was trying those first couple of hours to figure out German, yes, it's true, some things were familiar because I had learned some German in high school. But then I had some questions, because German is quite complex and I don't always understand everything. And I need somebody to explain it to me, and I need to be able to ask questions. I mean, of course, I can ask Google nowadays, but to
Yeah.
me, it really isn't the same. So, you know, it really is for you to make up your mind.
Yes, just be
Yeah.
flexible. Don't be afraid to change your perspective. If you feel that it's not working, maybe you should try the other thing. Just don't give up on the language, as Yana said, and make sure you can adjust and find what's right for you.
Right, because neither approach is bad or good,
Yeah.
particularly. It really is all, it depends on your temperament, on your, on how much time you can commit, and you know, on a lot of factors. So really see what works best for you. This is our advice, I guess. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. So thanks for watching this far. If you are new to our channel, do subscribe, drop us a comment, tell us how you learn your languages if you do that.
Yeah.
And we would love to hear from you.
Yeah, we hope this video was helpful and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Bye
Bye.
bye.